back for another video of this Pearl Harbor series of ship bios. And today I am Michael Benitez, and today we'll be talking about a cruiser that had not only survived the attack on Pearl Harbor unscathed, but served in the Falklands War in the 1980s. And this ship was called the USS Phoenix. Let's begin the story. Phoenix was part of the Brooklyn class of cruisers and was one of the first ever built of the class. Construction began on the Phoenix in 1935 and she was completed and commissioned in 1938. For 3 years before her encounter in Pearl Harbor. Phoenix was not in any exercises and toured with stops at Panama and Santa Cruz. But however, her life would change during the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. Within minutes of the attack on Pearl Harbor began, Phoenix, who was anchored right next to the hospital ship USS Solace, was able to get away unharmed. Here we see her passing West Virginia and Arizona during the attack. Soon, Phoenix would be part of the would take place along with St. Louis and Detroit to find the Japanese carriers. This was unsuccessful, and soon the Phoenix began convoy duties in later 1941. During the early part of her life in World War II, Phoenix would escort convoys, aircraft carriers, and would patrol the Indian Ocean. In 1944, Phoenix would take place in numerous bombardments and other sorts of invasions. However, off New Guinea, two planes dropped bombs on the Phoenix. One exploded close enough for one man to be killed and four others injured by fragments. In the landing of Leyte, Phoenix took part in bombarding the beaches during the invasion and would help with other invasions later on into 1945. Soon, in 1945, Phoenix began escorting minesweepers and was heading back to Pearl Harbor when Japan surrendered. She was overhauled, and in 1946 she was taken over just into command to Philadelphia. Here we see Vice Admiral Thomas C. Kincaid with General Douglas MacArthur on the bridge of Phoenix during the pre-invasion bombardment uh, of the Los Negros Island. Phoenix was decommissioned in Philadelphia in 1946, but our story doesn't end there. We go on to Argentina. Phoenix was sold to the Argentinian Navy, and first she was named 17th de October, named after the 17th of October 1945. But then she was renamed ARA General Belgrano. The ship was named after Manuel Belgrano, who founded the School of Navigation. In 1956, General Belgrano accidentally rammed her sister ship, the Nueve de Julio, which was first the USS Blouse. Please remember that the General Belgrano was once the USS Phoenix. However, Belgrano's life would not go will be ended in 1982, but not by being scrapped, but of a submarine that sank her. That submarine, in fact, was the HMS Conqueror. The date is May 2nd, 1982, the South Atlantic. General Belgrano and other ships have been patrolling. The Falklands War just begun, and General Belgrano has been patrolling islands ever since the war began, the Falklands War. However, she would soon be headed southeast, and to her unawaited fate. The upcoming incident will be controversial with Argentina and Great Britain. On May 2nd, 1982, Conqueror fired three torpedoes. However, it was first thought that first thought by the Argentinians that there was only two torpedoes fired. Two of the three torpedoes hit the General Belgrano. This event would later be realized when the watertight doors were actually opened during the attack. It was no use. The General Belgrano was sinking. She began a list to port and was sinking by the bow. 20 minutes after the attack, Captain Bonzo ordered abandon ship. It amazes me that there are pictures of the ship actually sinking, as well as men being in life rafts. Soon, the General Belgrano was at the bottom of the ocean. Even though the evacuation was without panic, however, the two escorted ships, Butchart and another ship, or didn't even know of the actual sinking. Actually, Butchart fell in impact, which could be the striking of the third torpedo after ending its run. Later examination revealed that the Butchart had suffered a mark, which was probably from the torpedo. Until 3 days later, the survivors were out in the ocean. There were two civilians on board as well. There were 772 survivors picked up from Chilean and Argentinian ships, and 323 people were dead. The following aftermath of the sinking would cause a controversy of how many torpedoes hit the ship, how many torpedoes were fired at the ship, and how many people were on board. 1,000? Probably not. The It is said that probably 1,000 died. That was more than less. Actually, it's less than a third of that died in real life. This is a notorious gotcha headline, which was probably the most famous news report of the sinking. But it was said that it was first said that the cruiser was hit, not sunk. But however, this was untrue, and it was in fact a fate. The General Belgrano, formerly known as the USS Phoenix, a ship that survived Pearl Harbor, is now at the bottom of the ocean. Her bow is blown off because of the first torpedo that hit her. Thank you guys for hearing the story of the USS Phoenix, then renamed the ARA General Belgrano, and was sunk in 1982 by a British submarine. I hope I won't get controversy over this because this is an Argentinian and British involved situation. Thank you guys for enjoying this video. I'm Mike Benitez. Have a nice day.